Hey everyone, iOS 18.3 is finally here, and if you've just updated your iPhone, you're probably wondering what's next. So today I'm going to share with you everything you need to immediately do after updating your device to make the most of the new features and ensure your iPhone runs smoothly. This video is separated into two sections. First section is going to cover some of the general post-update tips, and then next section is going to cover specifically iOS 18.3 settings that you need to change. Let's dive in. So first, let's cover the basics. So number one, check for app updates. After every iOS update, many apps release updates to ensure compatibility with new software. So head over to App Store, tap on your profile, and hit update all to get the latest versions for each individual apps. Trust me, this will prevent unexpected crashes or bugs moving forward. Next up is exploring new features. It's always good to take a moment to explore what's new. Apple's release notes are a great place to start to see what's new, but watching my videos also helps. Plus, we'll go over some of the coolest new features in iOS 18.3 later in this video, so make sure you watch until the end of this video. But next up, review privacy settings. Privacy is key, and with each update, Apple often introduces new settings to protect your data, and sometimes on a major updates, it might reset some of the privacy settings that you've enabled. So it's always good practice to go into settings, check privacy and security, and ensure everything looks good. For example, double check which apps have access to your location or your microphone. Next up is optimizing your battery settings. Post-update battery drain is very common concern. So going into your settings and then opening up your battery to see which apps are using the most power, and consider enabling low power mode if needed, especially during the first 24 hours as your iPhone settles into the new update. Last but not least, when it comes to general post updates, is backing up your device. This is a bonus and optional tip. However, once you are confident everything is running smoothly, backing up your device to iCloud, if you do have enough storage there, or to your computer is a general good thing to do. This ensures all your data and settings are saved in case anything goes wrong later. So now moving over to specific tips for iOS 18.3. This one is special. These are some exciting new features and updates you'll want to explore right away. And there are certain settings that you need to change in order to get full access to these new features. Starting out with the new testing the redesigned video player. I think this is a must to do after immediately updating to iOS 18.3. Just testing out this new redesigned video player. This is one of the coolest changes in iOS 18.3, and its updated video player in the Photos app. If you haven't noticed this yet, it's because you haven't really played the video in your Photos app. So Apple has removed these thick borders and made better use of the screen. Plus, you can now watch videos in full screen mode without needing to tap on the screen first. How convenient is that? So open your video in your Photos app and try it out for yourself and let me know what you guys think. Next up is going to be adjusting your camera control settings. So if you are lucky enough to have an iPhone with the camera control button on the iOS 18.3, now on the latest iOS 18.3, going over to settings and camera and looking for this new require screen on option is a good setting, because if you enable this, this will just make one barrier prevent accidentally tapping over to that control button, camera control button, and opening your app. So it's a good setting that you should consider turning it on, because it's a small tweak, but it can prevent those accidental pocket photos. Definitely a good introduction on iOS 18.3. Next up is exploring Safari's new backgrounds. Safari just got a little more stylish, and checking out the fresh background designs by opening a new tab and customizing it. These backgrounds make your browsing experience more personalized if you're someone who uses Safari most of the time. Next is checking out the AirDrop icon in dark mode. For those of you who use AirDrop frequently, you'll notice the icon now supports dark mode. It's a subtle change, but it is a very nice touch for those who prefer using their devices at night. It just blends in the dark mode beautifully now. Next is inspecting CarPlay updates. If you are lucky enough to have the next gen CarPlay, you will see redesigned icons for climate and media apps. Even though compatible vehicles aren't widely available yet, these icons hint at what's come in the next gen CarPlays. Last but not least, the test might find fixes. Apple has resolved some issues with precision finding and play sound features for AirTags, AirPods, and other Find My accessories. If you had trouble locating your device before, give it another shot now. It should work flawlessly. Before we wrap up, here are a few more tips to ensure your iPhone runs smoothly after the update. Resetting network settings if needed. If you're experiencing Wi-Fi or cellular issues, going over to your settings, opening up your general and reset, and then click on reset network settings. This often solves connectivity problem after an update. Another thing to check is run a system check. Take a moment to ensure everything is working properly. Test your Face ID, Touch ID, check your notification, and open a few apps to make sure there are no glitches. And another good practice to do is going over to your settings and then opening up your privacy and security and scrolling all the way down and turning off all the analytics and improvement stuff. These are some stuff that runs in your background. For after any update, especially major update, Apple tends to turn these things on by default. So it's good practice to just turn this back off again, as well as the personalized ads. So just check these two things, analytics and improvements, and Apple advertising. Those are the two things that you may want to turn it off just to improve your battery life as well as protect your data. But nonetheless, guys, this is everything. Here you have it, everything you should do immediately after an update to iOS 18.3. Let me know if this was helpful, and don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below because it really helps the channel out. Thanks again for watching. Catch you guys next video. Peace out.